Look who's back. Look who's here. Look who's spreading Christmas cheer. How the fuck are you? How the fuck are you? You're still alive, Nick? Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. NFL Week 15. Eagles won a game last week, and it wasn't because of Carson Wentz. We got some games this week. We're going to preview and predict them because why not? Because that's what we do on here. We have some really, really good matchups. If you look at them, some teams are not going to win. The Jets, it's going to be fun to see how many times Sam Darnold gets sacked by the Rams defense on Sunday. All of this and so much more. Stay right here because I said so. You have no friends, so you have nothing else to do. NFL Week 15 preview and predictions. Go nowhere else. Usually it's Week 16, but a lot of times the NFL, towards the end of their year, they have two games that's on Saturday. I don't know exactly why they do that, but they do that. I guess it's to spread the schedule out. It has nothing to do with COVID or any of that. I don't think that this week has any type of games that are being rescheduled because of COVID whatsoever. As far as I know, there's a Sunday night and a Monday night game as well. They have some really good games this week. We have what could be a classic between Kansas City and New Orleans. Who else is going to do better? The first game is tonight. Now, this is probably going to get uploaded on Friday. So that's one of the things that people have to understand is that I'm predicting this game. This is on Thursday. But this prediction is not going to count anyway because it's not going to be seen till Friday. So for all you know, people that take this prediction video that seriously, you're doing it based on how much of a loser you are. No, I'm kidding. But you're taking this prediction video that seriously. This is Thursday night, so this prediction doesn't matter because Friday this game's already over with by the time most people see this. But that game is the Chargers and the Raiders. One of the things that we have to talk about in this game is the Raiders. The Raiders look like a pretty solid team this year, and for the most part, they have. Now, they've lost the last couple of games. Now, in all reality, the Raiders have no business, obviously, in the AFC West. No other team does. But this Raiders team could still make the playoffs. But the Chargers, on the other hand, are 4-9. Now, you may look at that and say, wow, the Chargers are 4-9. They suck. But they really don't. Justin Herbert, on the other hand, has been one of the bright spots for the Chargers. He has been not perfect, but he's been very good for the Chargers, and it looks like for the first time in a while, at least since Phillip Rivers. Well, the Chargers have always had Phillip Rivers for years, but the Chargers look like they may have found their next quarterback in Justin Herbert. The Chargers could very well play upset in this game against the Raiders, but I think in all honesty, the Raiders need it more, and they can't afford a loss, and I don't think that they will lose. Despite what you say from the Chargers and Justin Herbert, the team is 4-9. They're not very good. The Raiders, on the other hand, are desperately trying to seek their way into the playoffs. And I do think that when it's all said and done, I do think that the Raiders will win this game. Again, this prediction is not going to be valid because you people aren't going to see this video until Friday. But I'm going to go with the Raiders to win that game. Now, we get to two Saturday games. We get football. We've had football this year. We've had football on Monday. We've had football on Tuesday. We've had football on Wednesday. We've had football on Thursday. We're going to have football on Saturday, Sunday. The only day of the week we have not seen football is Friday. And that's a very, very, I don't know when that's ever happened before. If that has ever happened, where there's been a day of the week throughout the whole entire season where there's been at least one game. Not in one particular week, but just the fact of at some point during the season, Wednesday football, very rare. I don't think it ever happens. To Saturday football, we get sometimes. We see that with the playoffs and different things and whatnot. But there's two Saturday games, and the first one is Buffalo and Denver. Now, Buffalo started off the season miraculous, right? The offense, everything's all over on fire. Everything's all over the place. They're doing great. Josh Allen's playing good. The Buffalo team is coming together well. They're 10-3. You expected it. They clinched the division title. I'm pretty sure they've done that. I don't know if they have. I'm pretty sure they've clinched the AFC East officially. For the year. And then we have Denver. Denver's been a bit of a shit show all year. Some injuries to Drew Lock. However, Denver's defense has been somewhat of a bright spot. Their run defense is not very good, but they're very good against the pass. And Josh Allen loves to pass. Now, you may look at these two records and say Buffalo's 10-3, Denver's 5-8. Buffalo's a much better team than Denver, which is true. But at the same time, Denver could make this interesting. Are they going to win the game? No. Buffalo should rip the doors off of Denver, but Denver has enough talent on defense to where they can make a few game-altering plays, but I don't think they can keep up with Buffalo, and anybody in the right mindset doesn't. So I'm going to go with the Bills to win this game because the Bills are just going to keep trudging forward. They're not getting enough credit. If they start to play the way that they did in the beginning of the season, I think that this Bills team is going to be very, very scary. And it already is. You don't get to 10-3 on accident. But that's that. The second of 2 games on Saturday night is a game that really, in all honesty, you know, it's just a game. It's another game for Aaron Rodgers to continue his MVP-like season, and that's the Green Bay Packers playing the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers, on the other hand, are 4-9. Teddy Bridgewater has not worked out for the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have some talent on their team, but it's just not coming together. They're 4-9. They don't look very good. The Packers, on the other hand, Aaron Rodgers is having one of the best years in the longest time. He's on fire. Aaron Jones is running the ball good. Devontae Adams is having a good year. The Packers' defense is definitely sketch, and I think that that's what is going to be the game alt or the game changer in the playoffs for a team like Green Bay, because Green Bay, one of these people on my job said it best the other day, Green Bay is one of those teams where they are on top of the world, and then they're the worst team in the league the next week. My honest opinion, Green Bay will rip right through Carolina and not even look at it twice. Carolina doesn't belong anywhere on the field with Green Bay. Could Carolina win? Yeah, of course. Anytime you take the field, you have a chance to win the game, but they won't beat Green Bay. And I don't think that that's a game that a lot of people will tune into. We go into the Sunday frame of games. San Francisco and Dallas. Dallas is coming off of a very good win against Cincinnati, if I'm correct, but that's also a Cincinnati team that has no Joe Burrow and has looked very lost without Joe Burrow. Now, despite Cincinnati having a bad record with Joe Burrow, they looked a lot more promising. Despite that, here comes San Francisco, who is 5-8, has not had a good year, has been ravaged by injuries all over. Garoppolo's been out. They don't have Kittle. Their defense was ravaged. They're getting some of their guys back, and they're playing a little bit better. In terms of Nick Mullins has been okay. He's been okay for San Francisco. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's not for San Francisco. He's been okay. I wouldn't say he's been good. I wouldn't say he's been bad. I think he's been okay. There are a lot of teams that have a backup quarterback that couldn't wipe their ass if the toilet paper was in front of them. And San Francisco is not one of those teams. This should be an interesting game. Dallas is 4-9. Obviously, they suck. I just said the team sucks. Dallas is 4-9. San Francisco's 5-8. You can take your pick in this game. A lot of people are saying Dallas. I'm really hung up on where I stand with this game because Dallas has more talent, but I don't know what it is. I'm going with San Francisco to win this game. Dallas got the win last week against Cincinnati, but I think San Francisco is going to rally a couple of more wins before the year's over. They're not doing anything, but just to show some pride. A game that should be really good that you would never thought would be. The Seahawks and the Washington football team. Washington football team, their stock is dramatically rising each week. Chase Young is been phenomenal. The football team's defense has been phenomenal. Alex Smith has been good enough. They have some talent. Their offense is maybe not where it needs to be. And this is not a team that you would expect to rip through the playoffs. But I look at these people that are saying Seattle's going to win this game, and that might be true, but I think I'm really interested to see how Russell Wilson plays against Washington's defense, because we look at what happened 2 weeks ago when Russell Wilson was literally shut down by the Giants' defense. And this Washington's defense may be a bit better than the Giants' defense. Their pass rush is great. Chase Young he's having a miraculous rookie year. And, I think that everybody needs to pump the brakes. Seattle is the much better team. I do think that when it's all said and done that Seattle will win this game, but it wouldn't surprise me if Washington got it. I don't think Seattle's going to put up 40. Obviously, Seattle's coming off of a domination against the Jets, but a lot of teams have been dominating the Jets. Washington could surprise you. If you're one of those people that's feeling lucky, put some money on Washington. But for the safe bet and the sanity of things, I would go with Seattle to win this game. Chicago and Minnesota, both teams at 6-7. I don't know what type of playoff shot they have. The AFC and the NFC is so competitive this year, especially the AFC. The AFC is ridiculously competitive this year. More so when the NFC was stacked last year. Chicago, 6-7. Trubisky, Chicago's coming off of a great game on offense against Detroit, but a lot of teams have those because Detroit's defense is a sack of shit. Minnesota, on the other hand, up 1 week, down the next. Dalvin Cook continues to have a great year. Minnesota, on the other hand, they've rallied to get some wins after a really rough start. Whoever wins this game is at 500. Now, you wouldn't think a team like Chicago would have this problem, because Chicago is a team that had a 5-1 start off a very good defense. Then they lost games, and now they're 6-7. So the Bears have won 1 game since their 5-1 start and lost 6. Yes, welcome to math class. Who wins this game? A lot of people are saying Chicago. I don't know. That's my thing, is that there's so many games on here that it's really difficult for me to sit here, because you look at how these teams match up. Seattle and Washington is a game that is not as easy to pick as a lot of people think. Chicago and Minnesota, I think for the benefit of Chicago, I'm going to go with Chicago to win this game. I think that their defense will hold down Minnesota as much as possible. I'm going to go with Chicago to beat Minnesota on Sunday. Now we have another game. You would have never thought that you'd be going into a Sunday late in the season with a team like the Patriots and the Dolphins playing each other, and the Dolphins being the much better team. But then Tom Brady left New England, and here we are with this situation here. The Dolphins' defense is ridiculous. It's unbelievable. Their pass defense, their run defense, their pass rush. The Dolphins are just the epitome of strong defense and solid offense. Now, if their offense continues to grow, Tua's looked pretty good. New England, on the other hand, is one game away from 500, but at the same time, they've looked like crap all year long. And they're going against a tough defense. Cam Newton has had a lot of games this year where he struggled. We're hearing a lot of chatter about what's happening with New England next year. Are they going to bring Cam Newton back? Does New England make the playoffs? No, I don't think that they do. The AFC is that competitive to where I don't see the Patriots in the playoffs. The Dolphins, on the other hand, I think will snag a wild card. You have to keep in mind there's an extra spot or 2 spots this year. I'll have to look at that. The Dolphins' defense. Tua, on the other hand, yes, the Patriots have their defense. I'm going to go with the Dolphins to win this game, because I think that their defense is going to limit any type of success that New England has. Yes, it is a division game, but New England is just, they're not New England anymore. They don't have that threat with or without Tom Brady. Even last year when Tom Brady was playing, we didn't look at, we started to see the first year where the Patriots were starting to digress, if you will say. And that's what I think about that. Now we go to Jacksonville and Baltimore. Baltimore's coming off of a fantastic win against Cleveland. Fantastic win against Cleveland on Monday night. And that's where we're at right now with that. A fantastic win. Fantastic win, and they'll win again. One of the things that has Jacksonville, the only thing that Jacksonville has going for them this year is the first pick, but they do have Gardner Minshew coming back in this game. Could make it interesting, but it won't really that much, because Jacksonville is 1-12 for a reason, because their team is terrible. Baltimore will most likely run literally all over Jacksonville, and I'll pick Baltimore to win this. Tampa Bay and Atlanta, 2 offensive powerhouses. Tampa Bay is not the powerhouse that they were last year, but they're still 8-5, and they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Does Tom Brady miss the playoffs for the first time in, I couldn't tell you how long. I don't even know how long since Tom Brady's missed the playoffs. Tampa Bay's defense is really good. Atlanta's offense is very good. Atlanta's playing much better. This game goes either way to most people. I pick Tampa Bay because I give them the defensive advantage. And I think at this stage in the season that you want it, or they want to see Tom Brady's going to start to kick it into gear, and Tampa Bay is going to kick it into gear more. I will pick Tampa Bay to beat Atlanta at this point in the game. Detroit and Tennessee. The Titans' offense has been something special all year long. It's one of the league's best offense, but their defense has been a lacking thing. They have no pass rush. Their pass defense is not very good. Their run defense is a little bit better, but it's not that great either. Detroit, on the other hand, may not have Matthew Stafford going into this game. I'll say this. Detroit has potential on offense if Stafford starts. Their defense is terrible. They will not stop Tennessee. I do think that Tennessee is going to have another big game, and I do think that the Titans, especially if Stafford doesn't play, are going to rip through the Lions. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that we got a good chance to win this game, and I think that the Titans will continue their quest for the AFC South title. Speaking of AFC South titles, we talk about 2 teams in an AFC South matchup between the Texans and the Colts. The Texans, on the other hand, have played better in the second half of the season. Still not where they want to be at all. Not in any type of playoff contention. And then there's the Colts, who are neck and neck with the Titans for the AFC South Division lead. Now, I believe, if I'm correct, we as in the Titans, being a Titans fan, if I'm correct, have the tiebreaker, because we're undefeated against the division, except for the one game against the Colts. The Colts lost to Jacksonville earlier in the year, so if we were to tie, that would be the case. But I think that the Colts shouldn't have a problem with Houston. Could make it interesting. I would go with the Colts to win this game, and I think that the Titans and Colts will continue to stay tied after this week for the AFC South. Eagles and Arizona. Eagles and Arizona, the Eagles and Cardinals. The Cardinals are coming off of a good win against the Giants defense that did nothing to shut them down. They're also still in contention for the NFC playoffs. A lot of teams still have a chance to make the playoffs, and that's what's going to be so great about the way that this year ends and the way what we learn in the next 3 weeks. The Eagles are starting Jalen Hurts again, and that's the right thing to do because you're 4-8 on paper, and I still can't believe I'm saying this. It gives me a headache. On paper, the Eagles could still make the playoffs. They won't. Washington probably wins that division because I think that they're the best team that I've seen right now in that division. Dallas is a lost cause. Do they beat Arizona with Jalen Hurts? They shouldn't have beat New Orleans with Jalen Hurts, but they did. I'm interested to see this. Who do you pick? Who do you pick? The Eagles or the Cardinals on Sunday at 4 o'clock? I pick the Cardinals because I'm not going to jump on the Jalen Hurts dick train yet. And I think that the Cardinals are going to continue their quest for the playoffs. They're coming off of a very good win. The Eagles are also, but the Eagles, on the other hand, should make this interesting. But I don't think that they're going to have enough to beat the Cardinals on Sunday. Jets and Rams. Yes, there is still a team in the NFL that has not won a game, and it's the New York Jets. The Jets are winless at 0-13. Absolutely terrible, and they're going against an NFC West leading LA Rams team that is flying very high under the radar and not getting the credit that I think that they deserve. And the Rams are probably going to do exactly that on Sunday. Sam Darnold is going to be neutralized completely. Their defense is going to shut down anything. Sam Darnold's going to get sacked at least 5 times, and it's going to be really ugly in LA. And luckily, it's not in New York, and the Jets fans don't see it. LA Rams by a mile. Sunday, 4:25. How about this for potential Super Bowl matchup? Kansas City Chiefs and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are coming off of a loss against the Eagles. Taysom Hill. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming off of a win against... Who did they beat? Is it Denver? I think it was Denver. I don't know. The Chiefs are coming off of a win. Now it's going to bother me now because I want to know who they came off of a win of. But let's say it was Denver. I don't know if it was Denver exactly. The Chiefs are coming off of a win. Oh, it's the Dolphins. I'm sorry. Excuse me. The Saints are there. Defense. I'm going with Kansas City to continue their dominating season. This is going to be a very good game. They should have flexed it to Sunday night, but instead they gave us this. Sunday Night Football, the Giants and Browns. The Giants were flying high. Their defense has been playing good. And then Arizona clapped them. Daniel Jones is hurt. He's playing. They took a step back when he played. I still think that he's going to have a tough time on Sunday. I still think Cleveland's going to beat them, and the Giants are going to lose again. Their offense is not where it needs to be at all. You can say what you want about their defense, but Cleveland, on the other hand, is playing very well. They just lost a classic nail-biter to Baltimore on Monday night, and I think that they're going to have a great performance. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants shut them down either, but I don't see that happening. Monday Night Football, final game of the week, unless any delays or any unexpected things happen. The Steelers and the Bengals. The Bengals are 2-10-1. They have no Joe Burrow, and they're terrible without him. Pittsburgh is 11-2, 2 straight losses. They knocked the Washington team for beating them a week ago, but what people don't realize is that Washington is a team that doesn't get credit, and a lot of teams would have lost to Washington because Washington is going to win that division, and they're a team that's not getting any credit. Pittsburgh needs to win this game. If Pittsburgh goes into this game and they do not beat a 2-10 Cincinnati team, their stock has begun to plummet. They are now 11-3. If Cleveland wins, Cleveland is 10-4. And Cleveland can still win the AFC North. That's the thing right here. I do go with Pittsburgh to win this game. Their defense should be all over Cincinnati. I think that this is a blowout, and I think that this is a bounce-back game for Pittsburgh because if it's not, there's going to be some problems. That is my NFL Week 15 preview and predictions. We got WWE TLC on Sunday. You know that review comes Monday or Tuesday. We're going to try to do more newsworthy things. We've been so out of the ball, and I'm so terrible for that. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. As always, everybody stay safe.